So I think just to norm set what we're talking about here. So I've been an immigration attorney for more than 10 years now, sort of grew up as an immigrant and seen sort of the growth of DHS. And I think it's really important to understand that the main role of DHS and ICE is to locate, detain, and deport as many immigrants as possible. Or if the immigrant or individual is outside the country, limit that person or limit as many people as possible from migrating. And because like surveillance in tech is never divorced from who deploys it, that also means that the technology and the data surveillance that's happening is fundamentally used for those punitive purposes, essentially trying to scale up and conduct more raids and detentions or vet as many people as possible to limit their migration into the US. And so here at Just Futures, because this surveillance apparatus is so huge for immigrants, we are talking, 10 to 15 million individuals who are being surveilled per year on these types of big platform programs. We, along with, in collaboration with Mi Gente and this No Tech for ICE campaign, we tried to break down the DHS surveillance into 4 main categories. So I'm going to list them here, but I'm also going to chat in the report. So if it's confusing, you need time to digest. We certainly had to digest this for months and years. So the first category that we've seen is data brokers and government private data. So the actual, sort of raw collected data from, driver license data that they access, utility data to, license plate reader data from Vigilant or kept at a locality, to credit history, family history type of data. So that's the first category. And again, the purpose of collecting this data is to locate, detain, and deport individuals. The second category is data analytics. Because the first category is huge at this point, right? We're talking about huge data sets of mass surveillance of hundreds to 500 million individuals in the United States. So much of this, there's so much data. ICE agents aren't the brightest crayons in the box, right? How are they going to analyze this data to locate individuals? They need software that can spit out the best location or information about a person and record analytical time. And so like Sarah was talking about, we are seeing a mass production of algorithms and tech tools created by companies such as Palantir, Booz Allen, Microsoft, Google, to really build this data platform for ICE agents to create their raids list. The third category is biometrics, fingerprinting, DNA collection, facial recognition, even gait data, certainly iris data. They're building this massive biometrics database that's currently termed HEART to store this data and to be constantly cross-checking amongst private databases, local databases for individuals that match their criteria of biometrics and identity profile for them to locate individuals. And the last would be the storage of this data, right? This is a mass, billion profile database and analytics systems that they're building. And so that data is not stored by the government. It's actually cloud-based company services, primarily with Amazon, that are sort of platforming and holding this data for ICE and DHS. And so who is ultimately impacted? I would say, frankly, all immigrants and a lot of just US citizens, residents are impacted. We know that ICE is building these big mass intelligence fusion centers in places like Northern Virginia, Vermont, south of Los Angeles, where hundreds of intelligence agents are analyzing on a day, 24 hours, 7 days a week, people's lives, immigrants' lives. And I believe, just throw out a stat, at last congressional report for funding for these intelligence centers, they were doing about 6 to 8 million queries of individuals per year.